heart of South Philly. Let's go see what the people have got to say.
I'm ready to roll if they need me. Now listen here, Dutch. Mets and the Cowboys, they suck.
1, 2, 3, go Birds! Go Birds! Here we go, 302BIRDS, Gino Stinks. Go Birds! Oh my gosh, Chad.
Your favorite Chicagoan, go Phils.
As always, God bless. Go Birds.
Get your water ice and soft pretzels ready because you are now tuned into a 302BIRDS podcast experience. Proudly presented by TickPick, Nick's Pizza, El Diablo Burritos, and Klondike Kate's on the heart of Main Street. Let's take it to the show.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode, of course, of your favorite 302BIRDS podcast. Dalton here tonight, joined by Jack and Josh. How are you guys feeling tonight?
I'm happy. Josh has got a lot of stuff done in the basement.
Eagles Bar,
Working on the bar. He's been doing that all last night, drilling some holes in the center block walls. So we're vibing right now.
Getting ready the bar for us to hang out, maybe film a podcast down there. We got
won't
Josh,
come.
the builder.
You won't come.
I have been saying that I need it viable by mid-July and then decently ready for use for week 1. And timeline's tracking. Really, there's only one big thing left to do. It is the hardest thing. It's the bar top. It's I think it's going to require less engineering and more carpentry, which I'm not. That's not really my forte, so I am most stressed about it. But
Get a freaking staple gun and some carpet and ba-bum, 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 ba-bum.
no, that's actually completely wrong. But okay.
I guess it's a bar, so yeah. But like
It's
some
a bar
vinyl, you
top.
can get some vinyl or something from Amazon. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum.
What is
I
that
don't know.
noise you're making?
Huh?
What is that?
That's my noise for what a staple gun sounds like,
You're
Josh.
gonna staple a 3/4 inch bar top to
Josh,
no.
you can do anything with confidence, okay?
That's okay, sure. You get tempted
Well-
if you're confidence. Talk about confidence. Alec Boehm. What do you think of that lead-in, bitch?
Bam! That was smooth as hell. So tell me about the Phillies. Big first inning off to a start. Your guy, Alec Boehm. How you feeling? You guys got the flow in common.
Yeah, unfortunately, like this game, I felt like it started like 11 a.m. Like I was at lunch at work, and then I like got a notification that the game started from my ESPN app, and I was like, oh. Like I don't know how people go to these games because just taking vacation time, I guess. But Alec Boehm, sick flow. Back when I was in college, and my roommate was a Nationals fan. We watched the Phillies games. He's like, "Dude, you look like that guy." I said, "Yeah, I know." But now my hair is chopped.
Hairline, what?
Hairline, holding on. Not receding, holding on. Holding on for dear life. There's a difference. Alec Boehm, huge. Schwarbaum, good to go. I feel like the Phillies are due for this. It's nice when, like, you lose all these games and then they win by a little, like they're chipping away, and then they just have a good blowout. Winning heals all. Happy with the Phillies game. Red October, inbound.
I mean, it's about damn time that we got a W under our belt, because that was just a horrendous, whatever you want to call it, job in Pittsburgh, and the fact that we could win a series with against this team gives me some kind of confidence, but not all the confidence that I had before the Pirates series. I mean, Alec Boehm, is stepping up when we need him the most. He's been kind of lackadaisical in this first half of the season, and for him to do something now, gives me some kind of hope.
I feel like Alec Boehm, I feel like he gets unwarranted like dislike, and I'm not like the baseball guy. I'm not the Philly guy.
I
I
the
feel like
little
he's
bit that I
always,
know, he whines like a baby is why he gets a lot of the hate that he gets.
So I mean, like, I don't care what you do as long as you deliver. Like, as long as you're like a good citizen, like not like a TO. Like,
Jesus.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I feel like he always hits when he needs to hit.
No, that's just it. That's just inaccurate.
Yeah, not a Philly.
Yeah, that's just
I'm not a baseball guy.
that's just inaccurate. Yeah, he hasn't done that at all this year. So good try, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, 3 runs in 1 inning was a really nice start, like Jack said. After a terrible, terrible series against the Pirates, that's what you need. And like Dylan said, Alec Bohm fucking hates this place. I love how you spelled it. Well done. Shout out to Finally Friday with the PH2, Dylan. Well done. But at the end of the day, I think that the Phillies are finally off to a good start mentally. And that's where it all starts. You're not going to win every game, right? You can't win them all. But if they can start winning series, winning games overall, and this Cubs team is no bad team in baseball. They're one of the hotter teams in baseball right now, and the Phillies just got the job done against them. Ian Happ had a great series. They found out a way to eliminate him. Luzardo had 10 strikeouts on the mound today. Schwarber had a home run. I mean, and it all started in that first inning, and you really had everybody contributing. Otto Kemp, Kepler, JT finally stepping up. I know I was calling him out. It seems like as I finally call him out, he starts to do his thing. But it also really started with Kyle Schwarber, who later in the game had that huge home run, cranked one, and got off to a massive start. Shout out to anybody that bet on that. That's going to be a huge help. But it is officially Schwarbomb season. Get your Wawa hoagies ready. Get your iced tea ready because it's time. How are you guys feeling about Mr. June?
You know, I mean, this is definitely this has been the way he plays since he's been in Philadelphia is once June comes around the corner, this dude is not every game, but more than every, like, he's hitting home runs. And, you know, that's confidence. I think he's, you know, second or actually leading in home runs this season. But yeah, no, June is the month for Schwarber. And the fact that every year since this has been coined, he has hit home runs, nukes in the month of June. So the fact that it's still an ongoing thing is awesome. And we need that because, you know, we need more consistency with all of our bats because we can't rely heavily on Schwarber. I mean, we can, but it's not the best idea because some days he's cold. But yeah, I mean, I think this kind of sets the tone. I feel like last season, the month of June really set the tone for the rest of the season, even though we fell short after the first round or having the bye and then losing the first round against the Mets. But I think once we see these bats coming alive, I think we turn the season around and we'll start getting these W's under our belts.
For the baseball casual, as myself, Schwarbomb's rock. Nobody wants to see a 2-1 game. They want to see people step up, hit dingers. I'll also say that I think out of current Philly athletes, so Helsley's not involved in this. I would say Schwarber is number 2 Philadelphia athlete I would like to have a drink with, only behind Lane Johnson. He just seems like a really chill guy. He seems like a bro. He seems like the guy you invite on the bachelor party, and he's kind of just like the glue guy who like holds guys together. So he's just sick. He's kind of just a beast. I love watching him run. It always looks like he just pulled his groin. But,
just like Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. I think that's why he has to hit Schwarbombs because if he when he hits doubles in the game, making it second.
He can. It's very tough for him, but I mean he can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Schwarber season. Make sure you tune in, baby.
Yeah, hopefully the games start later.
Yeah, I think with Schwarber, they'll have a couple 6 o'clock games, Josh. We don't want them too late either. Not
Friday 6:45. Friday 6:45.
I'm with
I
that.
like it. I like it. Like the fall. This is why I love Red October because like you get like the game starts and it's basically almost dark out, but it's not too late because like daylight savings. You get to have a bonfire. Like the 6 o'clock MLB's pitch start. The game's over. It's still light out. I don't like that. Feels like I'm wasting my afternoon.
You don't even watch the games. Shut up.
I do. You shut your mouth.
No, you shut your
I
mouth.
watch the games.
Yeah, I mean, anyway.
There's 182 of them. I'm sorry I have a job.
I have a job too.
And you didn't watch today's game.
Yeah, you damn right. I was working on fucking paperwork.
If you watch every baseball game and you
I listened and checked on my phone a little bit as I could, but I'll tell you guys
I
what.
follow along on the notifications on my phone. But if you watch,
Not that detailed though. I mean, I just kind of. That's why I listen to KJ on the post game. That's where I'll try. And if you guys need good Phillies coverage, check out 302 Birds. We go live after most games, I'll say. Every Eagles game and most for the Phillies. There's obviously 160 games, so we do our best. But I would say about 90% we try to go live for. So shout out to KJ because he stepped up today and he was like, hey, I'll be able to cover. I'll do the show. And I listened to him in Rome. Shout out to Rome as well. But they had a really good analysis of today's game. And I think this team is in a good spot where they are ready for the Blue Jays. The last time we played the Blue Jays, we got embarrassed. We weren't really where we needed to be, and they got the best of us. This next time around, I think that this Phillies team is equipped mentally where they need to be. The bats are more disciplined. They're more tame after this series. And this is all getting ready to lead up to a series against the Mets, which we all hate here in a few weeks. So this is kind of a good test. You're starting to go up the roller coaster, right? And getting the best of a team that got the best of you a couple weeks ago would be exceptional. I think Fratty said it. We played them 6 times between last week and the 15th, which is insane to play one team that much. So bring on the Blue Jays. I think that they'll be able to do it. And shout out to Justin Duran. Can you put that comment back up for me? That's awesome, Justin. Shout out to you, man. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to be shooting you a text soon. I'm just waiting. Josh, let me know after. We don't have to talk about it now about the mic we got to talk about. But analysis of belt to ass, man, is a great one because that was a good commanding win. I'm with you. Felt great. Shout out to the Phillies. What do you guys think? Are you guys ready for the series against the Blue Jays? Do you think that they'll get the best of us?
I mean, I think no matter whatever series it is, we need to win these series because we have had a cold streak recently until today, where we haven't really, showed up, and we just played, pardon my French, shitty baseball, and that's not. This team is better than that, I think. I know all these fans are all these legitimate fans. This team is they're cooked. But I still think this team's good. I mean, we haven't had Bryce Harper in the lineup at all. I think he comes back end of this month with his hand injury or wrist injury. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, no matter what, the Blue Jays, this is a must-win series. Because must win series. Must-win series because if we don't win this series, good luck. Good luck, Charlie.
Good luck, Charlie. What I will also say, yes, we're on a cold streak, and losing or winning fixes all. But we were like super hot fire last June, and then we went into the All-Star break, and they came out and they were buns. And they never really got it right, and they were lucky that they kept the bye. I will say that I don't want the bye this year because I think the bye is not good in baseball. And I also think that it really doesn't matter how good you are until August comes around. And then August you have to turn it up. So I think if we just stay alive and, we don't have to be ahead of the Mets. We don't have to be ahead of the Dodgers. But if we can just stay alive and then when mid-August rolls around, we turn it up, then we're fine. So I don't believe in must wins unless it's a playoff game.
Yeah, we'll see who gets the best in this series. Definitely a big test. Let's go, Phils. But moving on to our next topic, which is some big names at bat. The Phillies obviously need to do something here at the trade deadline. That was a topic we were going to talk about this week in the show, is what do the Phillies need to do to dig themselves out of this hole? And they're already working on it, but what can they really do to pour some gasoline on the fire? What can they do to say, let's go out and win 8 out of 10 series of the next series, right? What can they really do to get on a good streak going into later in the season in baseball, into the postseason, so on and so forth? And I'll tell you what they can do. They can go out and make 2 big acquisitions. I really hope that they make at least one. The first one would be a big name bat, an outfielder, preferably somebody that can replace, let's say, Brandon Marsh, maybe Rojas, somebody else. Because I love Marsh. Don't get me wrong. Love his personality. He's been playing well the past week. Love BMU. My guy Brandon Marsh updates. But they need someone more consistent and someone that can be an alpha and step up when no one else is. And unfortunately, there are 2 guys on this team that can do that, and it's Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber. Trey Turner can get a hit, but I'm talking about guys that can really cut one loose and win a game for us. So what I will say is these are 3 big-name bats that I want the Phillies to get, and you guys can kind of react to them after or let me know if there's anyone else I missed. First one, KJ is obviously talked about on the podcast a lot, being Cedric Mullins from the Baltimore Orioles. Right now, he's batting .227. He's got 10 home runs on the season, 31 RBIs, and 42 hits. Moving on to the next one. This is somebody that I actually was kind of excited about. Brent Rooker from the Sacramento Athletics, I guess it would be. He, right now, I believe, wow, holy fuck, today, had 2 home runs on 5 at-bats with 4 hits. So the dude right now is batting .266 average. He's got 13 home runs on the year. Once again, 2 of them were today, and 38 RBIs, 73 hits. This dude is really hitting the ball consistently. So fuck it. You know what? Let's sign him, and he can replace Kevin Long too, right? You can have a dual purpose, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Last but not least for the bats, Luis Robert Jr. Sorry, Connor, we're going to be taking Ashley's husband's future husband coming up this week, but we'll get used to saying it. We'll be taking him, sorry, from the White Sox, but he'll still look good in red. He's batting .184 on the season, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs with 38 hits. So out of those guys I listed, is there anybody at the top of your guys' wish list that you guys would like to see come in Philly?
Yeah, I don't know. I just love all those guys equally that you just named that I've totally heard before.
No, I don't really know many other players, but I will say Cedric Mullins from the Orioles, I think he is a consistent bat. And the fact that it just seems like our bats always go cold all the time, I think adding that in the lineup, I think we'll see some improvement. And the Orioles aren't doing great this season at all, so I'm sure a lot of teams will be scouting for Orioles players to trade up for. Because, I mean, they have an average team. They don't have a good season right now. But I think in reality what we really need, we need some pitching. Because with Alvarado out for the rest of the season, with Lorenzen or whatever his last Jose Lorado, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. With him struggling in the Pirates series and not really having a consistent arm, we need to look for some pitching. And one guy that we've talked about before is the guy they call him the Mountain. He's like 6'9". He's the closing pitcher for the Orioles.
Felix Bautista.
Yeah, Felix Bautista. That dude throws heat, and you can rely on his arm a lot closing out games, and that's something we are failing to have consistently. So I think we're going to want to look for arms first, and then kind of expand and branch out to some bats, some outfielders. But that's how my thought process is.
I would agree. I feel like every time we talk about the Phillies, it's the same thing with the Sixers. Sixers always need like a 3-point shooter. Phillies always need a closer, bullpen. I don't know who that is. I don't watch enough baseball, but you need a closer. But at the same time, you need somebody who like is a Philadelphia athlete who can take it, who might go out there and play real shitty for 5 games, but then get to Twitter and be like, yo, Philly, that's my bad, and then get up there in the 6th game and light it up, right? That's what we love. Do the Alec Boehm, I hate this place statement. So it's not so much skill at this point. It's somebody who's going to go in and just be like a team guy, be a locker room guy, because he's not going to have that off-season chemistry that all the guys have. Anytime you add somebody new to the locker room, especially if there's not a lot of time for them to get implemented into it, you want them to be like a good guy. So, yeah, you want to look for traits that are good on the mound or good while you're batting, but you definitely want a glue guy. You want a teammate. A locker room guy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I
Normally,
agree.
I have a hot wife. Just saying.
A locker room guy we'll go with. All right, Josh.
Well, if you trade for a teammate who's single, you really what's wrong with this guy? Unless he's like a bachelor party animal. But that's normally not a good locker room guy. Just saying, there's correlation.
Coming for the guy who struggled to get a girlfriend back in the day. Maybe he's not finding.
I wasn't a good athlete.
You two don't need to have that debate right now.
I'm not an MLB player.
Yeah. You're better than an MLB player.
Jack is not a
Just
locker room
saying.
guy. I
Love
would
you,
tell
buddy.
you, Jack
Got
is
your
not a
back.
locker room guy.
Point being,
Jack is
I want
locker
to just say
room
something really quick about Brent Rooker. That's the guy that I would like the Phillies to take really quick, going back to the last topic, just to give you guys one name. Brent Rooker is someone that I think that would be insane value if the Phillies could snag him right now. Luis Robert Jr. doesn't really do it for me. He's only got 6 home runs on the year, and he's only got 26 RBIs. You look at Brent Rooker, 38 home runs with Luis Robert Jr., 73 hits. You're talking hit comparison. 42 hits from Cedric Mullins, 10 home runs, 31 RBIs. That's not bad. But Brent Rooker, man, 13 home runs, 38 RBI, and 73. I repeat, 73 hits. Just today alone, with 5 at-bats, he had 4 hits, 2 home runs, and he had a .276 batting average. So please, if there's one name that you can bring in at bat, bring in Brent Rooker. I know that we would probably have to move him to a designated hitter, but if you could put him in right field, like kind of the Athletics use him, maybe put Casty somewhere else if Casty's playing right. I don't know. I just think that there's a way you can put him into this offense, and the way that he bats consistently is why I want him. I don't know a ton, but I know consistency is a big thing, especially in any sport like baseball. So speaking off of that now really quick, a closer that I would want before we get into our Eagles topics is someone named Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals. Dude is a 3-0 record this year. He's got a 3.75 ERA, 28 strikeouts, and a 1.54 whip. This guy is one of the more consistent pitchers throughout baseball. He's balling this year. I know he's a little bit older. I think he's like 30 or something. But for God's sake, me and him share he's got the middle name of my first name. So, of course, I'm going to want you to want him. He's got sauce. He has a really good way of finding the zone. And he's got a nice fastball. So he's somebody that I would be happy with. The Phillies need a closer. They need somebody that's aggressive. Alvarado's out, like Jack said earlier. And I think that if they could get Ryan Helsley, he would look pretty good in Philadelphia Phillies red. Really quick, before we move on to the next segment, I want to thank El Diablo, of course, for sponsoring Jack's Weekly Call-Ins. Unfortunately, our call-in couldn't call in tonight, but if you guys haven't, check out El Diablo. Get somebody a gift card. It is an awesome place to eat locally. Way better than Chipotle. Way better than Cadova. Way better than any of those big restaurants. El Diablo is the best place to get your Mexican food quickly. Go there. Check them out. We love them. But moving on now to our Eagles topics. It was mini camp. Guys are there. They're back in the facility. Jack, Josh, how are you feeling about it?
I just never understand. I know that OTAs are optional, but then we go right into mini camp, and then we stop, and then July 21st or 22nd is when actual training camp starts. I know it's to get around you can't have 2 days or you can't have spring football. I know because of the NFLPA, but I'm always get so confused on what's happening at the are we practicing? Are we just running around? I don't know. But I want everybody to come out healthy. That's what I'll say. I mean, no injuries.
I think what happens is they just do I
think it's they don't
cardio. They just they don't really do many drills.
Yeah, they don't.
I mean,
I think it's glorified 7-on-7.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, yeah, you can see the new rookies on how they're moving and things like that, but the mini camp doesn't really mean much. I think what Josh was saying is towards July that's when the stuff's important.
Yeah.
You see the rotations. You see, who's getting first team reps, who's getting second team reps. But I mean, rumors are, I know we'll hit on it later.
Rumor has it.
I don't.
No.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think Cooper DeJean should go safety because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, I mean, Jahan Dotson looks good. He has a new number. He took Slay's jersey. And from what I've heard, a lot of the current players who were on the Super Bowl team last year, they're saying the rookie that we got from, is it Ty Johnson? The DN from Washington. Washington?
Yep, I know who you're talking about.
Nebraska,
Anyway.
are you guys talking about?
Huh?
The Nebraska kid?
Yeah, Nebraska. Sorry. Apparently, everyone loves him. They think that he's going to be starting here, week 1, possibly getting some reps. And I watched some of his film when we drafted him, and he's an animal.
I feel like with OTAs, minicamp, like your stars, I don't really care if like AJ Brown makes a diving catch or like Devontae Smith gets wide open. Like who cares? I think it more tells you bad things, not to sound like pessimist, but it's like this player is really struggling with running routes. This center is really struggling snapping the ball. This guy is having an issue with his stance. Like it's never like, oh, like Cam Jurgens looks really good out there playing center. Like you don't really know until training camp. So I think this is more so just I really think it's just so we can say football's back in June. Like it actually is true because it's a 12-month year. Or no, that's wrong. It's a 12-month league. Never stops.
I agree.
I mean, what you said wasn't wrong. It is a 12-month year. I'm just saying that was technically factual still.
Yeah, except for the Mayans, they did some weird shit.
True. I'll say this. Like Flipper said, I'm already drooling. Right, man? I'm with you. Look, I love Phillies baseball. It is fun. There's nothing like going to the ballpark, getting a hot dog, right? Getting a beer if you drink beer. For me, it's a Surfside when I'm there. Just hanging out at the ballpark and really immersing yourself into the stadium and into the vibe. I talked about it. Shout out to Chaos Chris. I know we talked about it a couple of weeks ago when me, him, and KJ went to, I believe it was against the Cardinals, that series. And it's just so relaxing when you go to a baseball game. It's like a lot different of a vibe than going to a football game. When you're at a football game, you're standing the whole time. You're not like able to walk away from your seat. It's just like it's a lot short. It feels shorter, even though it's not, because every play just matters. Whereas baseball, even though it's constant, it's a lot more less of a pace. So even though I love baseball, don't get me wrong, it is very amazing to see Philadelphia Eagles football back. We all know Philadelphia is a football city. And I know that even though they're not doing much, what they're doing is effective out there. Nick Sirianni is basically implementing his values and this team's mission statement and morals into these rookies and saying, hey, this is what it means to be a Philadelphia Eagle on and off the field, because that's just as important now, right? You got guys like Jack mentioned, Big Ty, right? The kid from Nebraska. You got who else? Campbell. I'm drawing a blank on his first name. Sorry.
Jihad.
Yeah, sorry. Jihad Campbell. You got all these really premier talent players. So the point is, you need to develop them not only on the field, but off the field. And right now, I'm sure that the temptation is very much there because the Philadelphia Eagles are a hot topic right now. All the players are. They're everywhere. I don't think Cooper DeJean has been at his house at all since the Super Bowl, which is great. They're immersing themselves in the community, which is awesome to see. But at the same time, you got to figure out, how do you reset your body? How do you really make sure you're prepared for this season? And I'm not saying they're not. I'm sure that if they are doing these podcasts and things like that, they know better than me, better than anyone else. They know their body. But I'm just saying, I think that Nick Sirianni is really implementing in these guys and in all the Super Bowl champions now, hey, It's Eagles first, whatever you got going on second, because you are an employee of the Eagles. You're a member of this team. You work for this team. Your obligation is to each other, right? Your obligation is to greatness. Your obligation is to go get another Super Bowl. That's what it means to be a Philadelphia Eagle. So it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it at the end. When you look around and see some of these players that they're practicing with, that's got to be surreal for some of these younger guys too, like Saquon, like Hurts. I mean, really quick, just some of the guys that I'm going to watch this year. I'll give you one really quick. Will Shipley. I think that Will Shipley will have a bigger role this year for this team. So somebody like him, right? He's been here. He's been a Super Bowl champion. But today's also to remind him, hey, don't lose that stride that you took. Keep working, keep grinding, keep your foot on the gas pedal, and good things are going to happen.
No, I think AJ Brown's going to have a breakout year. I was watching this video, and you could see it's clearly AJ Brown, and it may have been Jalen Hurts. I'm not sure who was sitting next to him on the bench, but AJ Brown pretty much said, I am hungry. I've always wanted my face on the side of a stadium even when he was in Tennessee, and the fact that to be a Super Bowl champion, and he said he's coming out for blood in like this little mini clip. And I think we haven't really seen the full potential of AJ Brown. I think after winning a Super Bowl and just the chemistry he has with Jalen Hurts, I think we're gonna have an incredible season from AJ Brown. I bet you right now, 8:47, June 11, 2025, AJ Brown is going to be one of the top 5 receivers this year.
Yeah, and just to put a bow on the OTA minicamp thing, I've been looking, like literally while you were talking the whole time, Dalton, I was trying to find this quote from Nick Sirianni that I love, but it took me a long time to Google it. But more practice makes perfection, right? The more you do something, the better it is. Nick Sirianni's quote is, repetition is the burden of leadership. And I think that is a really good quote. One for football, but two to live by, right? If you want to get perfect at something, do it a whole bunch. If you want to be a leader at something because you're good at it, you have to do it a whole bunch. Nobody plays football for a year and becomes a leader, right? You follow the guys who are best at their trait.
Yeah, lead by example, go in the fire first. I definitely agree with that. I think that's a great point. Like Jalen Hurts, he can kind of look at some of these younger guys and say, hey, it's not easy being a Philadelphia Eagle. I mean, nobody would know more than him, right? He's out there in the media every day as the QB of the Philadelphia Eagles. You think anybody's going to get more difficult questions than him? No. But he's gone first into the fire. He can lead it by example. So, yeah, I think this team is super equipped for another Super Bowl. And today is just the beginning of that. Or I'm sorry, not today. I think it was yesterday that they had it. But get everybody acclimated. Get everybody
friendly. The day after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, all right, Josh. It probably did, actually. But the point is, today is the official, start of the season or whatever. When, pads go on, all that stuff. And mentally, you need to be there. The funny thing I'll say really quick before we move on, AJ Brown posted an ad on his Instagram saying that he needs a QB to help throw him the ball in the offseason so that he can get better. And it can't be a fan, right? It can't be like me, Jack, or Josh out there that want to try to throw him the ball. So I just think that's really funny that he had to clarify that because he's a smart man. I'm sure a lot of us, including all three of us, would have DM'd him, hey, you need a QB, I can throw the ball. Probably not that well for the way that he's looking for, but that is cool. And it's going to be cool to see whoever gets that opportunity to throw AJ Brown the ball. Like if it's a college kid from like one of these Philly schools, like say the QB of like Penn or Temple, like one of those football programs, that would be awesome.
No, Jack, I could have thought, honestly. You serious, Dalton? Don't.
Get ready for the football video dropping later this summer. We'll show how we all did, and neither of us, none of us.
Wait, who won that? Who won that? I'm a stadium quarterback.
Who won that?
Stadium quarterback. No spoiler.
Who won that?
I'm a stadium quarterback. I throw better 75 degrees or warmer.
That's just
I get cold. My bones don't contract as much. It's science.
Jordy, you're just a bitch.
Yeah, AJ Brown's man. He's definitely going to get some Delco thugs like that. I appreciate the sentiment and wanting to get the city involved, but I don't think he's going to like the results, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep. Could be
I
new.
think AJ Brown's gonna have a good year. I'm with Jack. You're gonna see him improve. I think he's gonna have a really big season. And I know we all obviously are rooting for AJ. We all want him to succeed. But I think he's, like Jack said, locked in on another level. Like, I think everybody's kind of going into this year thinking, oh, it's going to be the year of Saquon Barkley again. And Saquon Barkley is really going to be the one who leads this Eagles team. Saquon Barkley is really going to be the one who's front runner for cover of the Madden again. You know, all that. Offensive player of the year. It may very well be AJ Brown. So love that take. Stay tuned. But let's talk about something else. Before we get into that, though, if you guys have been eyeing up the golf shirt, check it out. Want to give a quick advertisement. If you guys haven't seen it, check out Double Down Bogey. They are crushing it right now. Awesome brand, making comfortable golf shirts. Jack's got his right there. I'm going to flash up on the screen right now. Could you do zoom into the pattern, too?
302BIRDS.
I don't know if
So
you
it
can
has
see that.
our logo on it, a pretzel, a cheesesteak, the bell, and the state of Delaware. So a really cool golf shirt to wear out on the course, something like that. You can hang out, lounge in it. They are very comfortable. We're very happy with them. I have been wearing mine for 24 hours, for God's sake. So check out Double Down Bogey. Go give them a follow, especially if you play golf. And if you play golf, give Weekend's Last Beer a follow. Jack and Frank have an awesome golf podcast that they're working on with a ton of great stuff. But moving on now to our next topic, second to last topic of the night, and let us know in the comments how you guys are feeling about this, because I'm not quite sure. I need your guys' opinion to help me get over the fence. Cooper DeJean has been rumored to play safety, and on one hand, I'm excited for it because as long as Cooper DeJean's on the football field and playing in the secondary, he's going to make plays. I don't care if he's strong safety, free safety, cornerback 1, cornerback 2, nickel, whatever. Right? Like if you need him on the outside nickel or if you want him at safety, whatever. But at the same time, on the other hand, the Delco, not in me, but that I lived with, Tom and people from Delco say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I definitely resonate with that. I think that where Cooper DeJean played at nickel this year, he excelled. I mean, we saw the pick six in the Super Bowl. And also when he played corner, he was great too. So what do you guys think? I mean, would you guys move Cooper DeJean to safety, or do you think he should remain where he's playing?
No.
Or it doesn't matter?
He should play nickel when they're in nickel, and then he should move to the outside when they're in base and kick Ringo off. My opinion. Your safeties are going to be Sidney Brown. They're going to be Andrew Makubu, and those two are fighting for a spot. And then your other one is Blankenship. I mean, I guess if injuries happen, sure, but I don't think this is ever going to be like a normal rotation that he has. Especially, I mean, I doubt he's doing punt returns this year, but I just don't see a way that this is going to happen. He's too valuable in nickel. He's too valuable on the outside when they're in base. To be honest with you, they only play base, like, I think it's like 12% of the time. He's playing nickel almost the entire season, and especially if Ringo, like you don't have Slay on the outside this year. It's Ringo probably. So I think Coop's pretty tied down as a cornerback. I don't think he's going to play safety. That'd be very surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to be if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think Cooper DeJean excelled at his position last year towards the middle of the season and then in the playoffs. And I'm sure he's capable of moving to safety, but at the same time, give those young guys a chance to prove himself. Because if he is, if he's in a set and like if he's in a nickel playing outside and then the next play he's in the set playing safety, that dude's going to be exhausted and he's going to get, that wear and tear. You'll see it affect his gameplay throughout the whole game. So I think just keep him where he's at right now. He's excelled there. He's going to be a leader at that position. And I just think let the young boys eat. I mean, give Makuba an opportunity to show us why we drafted him and what we saw in him. And I think that's kind of my perspective on this debate or conversation.
I think I'd rather even try out Adoree Jackson as a safety. And your corners are then going to be Ringo, Mac Mick Williams, Coop, and then Q. And then your safeties are going to be Reed Blankenship, Sidney Brown, Makuba, and then maybe Adoree Jackson. I think that's solid enough depth. Again, if injuries happen, okay. I don't think the defense gets better if we're in nickel and Coop's playing safety. I guess that's like the summary. If he has to play safety, it's fine. But the defense is not better if we're in nickel coverage and Coop is one of your safeties.
I'll say this. I agree with what you both just said, too. My main thing is I do want to let the young guys eat. Sidney Brown, Makuba, let them go get experience. These guys are great pieces. But at the same time, there are certain packages that at the end of the game, if they wanted Coop to move to safety, which say a cover 4, right, at the end of the game or something, and they just want him back there because they feel comfortable with his athleticism, I wouldn't be upset. I would say primarily let him play nickel, let him play corner, because that's where his athletic ability is going to shine the most, and it's going to help this team out. With Quinyon Mitchell on the other side, you are not going to let receivers do anything all game. And if you have a guy who can ball hawk like Sidney Brown and Makuba in the mix, that's a really good thing for this team. What I will say besides that is ultimately, I think if they have, like I said, a package where they're like, okay, Coop's right here, Quinyon's right here, and then, we feel like, say, Adoree Jackson pops off and we feel comfortable with him or whatever they feel like, I wouldn't be upset with it. It's just got to be a certain package or an end of the game thing. It's not going to be an all the time thing. So I think that's where it's like for Eagles fans, it's kind of chill out. Don't hit the panic button. This isn't going to be all the time. And it's also something too that I think the Eagles are going to experiment with a little bit because eventually, inevitably, there's going to be a day, not yet, long time away, but when Father Time catches up with Coop. And that's when I think the Eagles are smart. They could convert him to safety and extend his career because he is already on the trajectory, I think, for guys like Darrelle Revis. He's a generational corner. I think in PFF's ranking, they had him ranked over Quinyon Mitchell, which it was funny. You had 94 WIP debating on who's better, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. It's like they're on the same team.
No, I mean, that's a fair point. I think Q is way better than Cooper DeJean. I mean, Cooper DeJean played well last year, but if you looked at all the games we played, we went up against really great receivers. Quinyon Mitchell locked him down. Locked him down no matter what. I mean, they didn't really throw over to Coop's side, but Quinyon Mitchell would lock down any receiver that was sent his way. But back to the Coop question, it's like Sidney Brown has a lot to prove of himself this year. I am not sold. I'm not Dennis. I know Dennis is just hopefully he's joking about it, but I'm not sold on Sidney Brown quite yet. Yes, he's had a few key plays, but he's been injured the majority of his career in Philadelphia. And I think he has a lot to prove. And maybe, God willing, maybe Makuba beats out, Sidney Brown, so it's just like this is going to be an exciting offseason because there's a lot of positions that are kind of won over by starters of last year, but there's some holes that these young guys, that they need to prove themselves that they're worth being on this team. And it's, we see it with the safety position right now. We'll see what happens in the middle linebacker position. Who's going to get the rotations on the D end and things like that. So this is going to be an exciting offseason just kind of see even the offensive line as well to see, are these guys that we have on our team currently, are they really meant to be on this team and are they willing to give it their all and prove the haters wrong or prove the coaches wrong that they deserve to be here. So we'll see what happens, but that's my opinion.
Facts. Yeah, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
I think it's a good opinion. It's going to be exciting to see which way the Birds decide to go. Now, this is where the Cooper DeJean debate becomes a little bit more interesting. As you guys can see the thumbnail, the main event, the best topic of the night. Jaire Alexander is being rumored to come to the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to my guy, Coach Khan, if you're out there listening to the podcast from St. Joe's University. The Hawk will never die. But Jaire Alexander being rumored to be a Philadelphia Eagle, born in Philadelphia. A lot of people don't know, before he went to school in North Carolina and all that. But I'll say this. He's an exceptional player. He would be a great role model. It's almost like they would be getting Jaire Alexander at this point in his career when they got when they got Big Play Slay a couple years back prior, right? He wasn't, quite at the end of his career, but he was towards the end. He probably had a good 3 or 4 years left. And that's where I feel like we're at with Jaire Alexander. He's still going to play for another 5 or 6 years, but he's probably still going to be solid for another 3 to 4 years. I don't think that the Eagles will be able to pay him what he's going to want to get paid, especially long term. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with the Eagles committing to anything over a 3-year. If they do a 3, 4, 5-year deal, which they want it, but a 3-year deal, say, or a 4-year hypothetically, I would not be happy with that. If they did a 2-year where they have the majority of the money go maybe this year and then they can offset it next year, I'd be okay with that because I think that they have a little bit of money to spend, but it's got to be a team beneficial deal. You got to get him on a budget. He's a great player. I think he would be a great mentor. If you told me that Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean would have Jaire Alexander and Darius Slay both mentor them, that's insane. You have also Bradbury on, like, the amount of knowledge that they're going to just have in that cornerback room for these guys to take in like a sponge is insane. The problem is it's not going to probably happen because of money, cap, and those things. Where do I think Jaire Alexander is going to realistically land? Well, Jack Dordan's girlfriend's going to be a happy lady because I do think that he will be a Baltimore Raven. So get ready. I think he's going to go to Baltimore.
Look, I mean, Jaire Alexander's, I think he's 28 or 29 years old. He's still young. But the thing is with him, it's just, he's still a good player, but he is plagued with the injury bug. He hasn't really had a full season in the last 2 years. He's been kind of team hopping. So I think he still has it in him. But at the same vein, it's like, how much is he really going to want? And I mean, if you can promise a player, yeah, by the way, if you're on this team, there is a big potential of us going back to the Super Bowl. I think a lot more players will come to Philadelphia with not getting paid what they want. Because I feel like winning, even being in the playoffs or winning a ring, is more important than getting paid, in the long run. So I think it'd be a good fit for Philadelphia. Do I see him ending up here? Probably not. I could see him being like a Falcon or even a Giant. We'll see what happens.
He's just kind of a liability, one with health, but also he's kind of crazy. Like he does not have good character traits. He's a great player, not good character traits. And I think with like Slay and Sidney Gardner-Johnson leaving this year, you need another crazy guy to take that place. My thought was it was going to be Jalen Carter. I don't think you really want Jalen Carter and Jaire on the same defense. Yeah, they're both dirty, but like that's a little too crazy for you. Normally want one crazy person on defense. The team who should sign him is the Commanders. He would automatically bump that defense up, but I don't think they will. Maybe Ravens. Who knows? But I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know that the baggage he comes with is worth it at this point for where the Eagles' defense is.
I mean, Jalen Carter, his baggage.
Yeah, but Jalen Carter's young.
He figured it out, and he's young, and he's also Jalen Carter.
Yeah, you want one crazy guy on defense. You don't want two. That's what I'm saying.
Isn't there a quote where it's like it says something like it's okay to have one crazy person in a car, but you don't want two crazy people? I think BG might know that quote. I think Brent.
I mean, it worked out pretty good for the Ravens with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis.
Ed Reed wasn't crazy.
Ed Reed was tame, dude. You can't say Ed Reed was crazy. He was crazy when he hit the football field, but he was like Brian Dawkins. Like, he had etiquette off the field. Like, I'm not saying Jalen Carter doesn't. It's just like, I know what Josh means with the baggage thing.
No, I'm just saying. I think probably Jalen Carter's a little crazy outside of football, which is fine. I think he's a little crazy.
Wait, did Ed Reed have a crime? I don't know if
I'm
Ed Reed had a crime.
I'm just saying, like, you can just tell he's crazy. Like, Malcolm Jenkins was not crazy. Like, who was crazy on the 2017 team? I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Trey Burton was kind of crazy in a way, but when he hit the field, he had
Vinny Curry was low-key nuts.
Chris Long?
No,
yeah.
Was like a stand-up guy. What?
I don't know what
feel
your
like
definition
PG
of crazy
was kind of
means.
crazy in a way on that Super Bowl team too. Like, as
Who?
Brandon Graham.
I mean, yeah, he's just like a shit talker. I just don't want Jaire Alexander. Like, he's
Jaire.
Jaire was sick.
He was crazy though.
I don't think. No. Okay. I think this was a bad point. I rescind my crazy point. I don't want him on the team.
The way you're explaining crazy doesn't make any freaking sense. Like
CJGJ, he was crazy.
He was crazy on this past Super Bowl team, but
Tyreek Hill, he's kind of crazy.
I mean, you could argue. Last but not least, what's his name? The dude who was a Giant and then he won the Super Bowl with the Chiefs and he screwed us over. We all hate him.
Oh.
Kadarius Toney, that's it.
Yeah, dude's a psychopath.
He's a nutcase as well. But I'll say this before we wrap up. And shout out to the 100 of you guys that we got in here. That's awesome that we hit 100 viewers tonight. That means a ton. Be sure as well to give Nick's Pizza a follow. Go check them out. They're opening up now at 11:30 in the morning. You can go get them for lunch. You can get pizza. You can get pasta. You can get pretty much anything you want under the sun, and it's delicious. He's experimenting with new foods. He's doing a great job, and I'll be going there soon to get a pizza for myself. If you want to know what I get, shout out to Chase U for putting me onto it, but it's the Mike's Hot Honey. Just get a basic Detroit style. It's like a tomato pie with a nice Mike's Hot Honey drizzle on it. It's exceptional. It's like my favorite pizza in Delaware. But want to thank all our sponsors as well. But wrapping up, I'll let Jack and Josh take it too. I would say Jaire Alexander might be a good move, but only if you can find a way to get him on a budget. If you can't get him on a budget, don't mess with this at all. And honestly, what are the odds of this? You see all the betting odds. The Eagles are in some cases a 3 to 4 favorite to sign him. I don't think that that's the case at all. I would say the Eagles are more like 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th in the NFL, most likely to sign him. They're back there. But if you do sign him on a budget. Probably not going to happen. I think that in-house they already have enough talent.
Yeah. Hey, Jack. Got a joke for you.
Shut the fuck up.
Got a joke for you tonight, Jack. Dalton, can I do joke time?
Go ahead. Take it.
Why don't golfers like cake? They're afraid they'll get a slice.
Ha! That was so funny. Oh my God. That's a good joke. Not.
It's a good one.
Yeah, without further ado, check out the merch for Weekend's Last Beer. Check out the new merch that we're coming out with. Check out the podcast. And, yeah, that's all I got for you. Without further ado, hey, Josh, you're right here, buddy.
Bar reveal coming July.
Okay, bar reveal coming in July.
Bar reveal.
Hey, Josh.
I'm right here.
It's an outro, not an intro. Hit that motherfucking outro.
So loud.